Hey guys, I'm Anita with Kids Move and Learn, and today I'm going to share with you some simple idea that you can do to get your child ready for a drop-off routine. Specifically, I know how hard it is when you're about to start preschool or a nanny or some kind of childcare or kindergarten. This is a great way to reduce some of that separation anxiety as well as to create a positive start to every day. We call it a drop-off ritual. So before I share you this idea, I want to remind you to don't forget to subscribe and like and make a comment below if you have another ritual or idea that you use to share with other moms. And for now, let me share one of the ideas that could really work for you and your child is to try to create your own drop-off ritual before it's time to actually put it into place. So in other words, develop the idea and practice it. And here are the 5 simple steps on how to get that going. First, introduce the ritual in an exciting and positive way. Like, I'm so excited that you're going to start school, or you're going to start going to a nanny, or anything like that. And when you do that, you can also add on some of the language like, when I drop you off, we're going to say goodbye. And so what's a good way to say goodbye to each other? Or you could say, I'm going to really miss you when you're gone. So let's think of a special way to say, we'll see you soon. So that would be the first step, is to involve your child in that conversation, set that excitement for them. The second step would be to be thinking about how you're going to add in a physical connection during that goodbye. So even though you might be saying the words goodbye or saying I love you, things like that, is it going to be a high five, a fist bump, a hug, a kiss? What kinds of physical touch do you think you guys can do? Because that helps create that sort of extra bonding and connection when you add in something kind of loving, fun, touching, as well as the language that you use about seeing you soon. The third thing is to use a reassuring statement about what you return. What's going to happen when you come back? Like, I'm going to pick you up after you eat your lunch, or after rest time, or when you're in the playground in the afternoon. Use that kind of language and tell them. So those are the 3 steps to get you started on it. And then once you kind of have that in place, then the last 2 steps are about practicing it. First, find a familiar thing in your day, like dropping off at grandma's or going to run to the grocery store, and practice doing this kind of goodbye in those moments in time so that it becomes really familiar to the child and they get reassured that you're coming back, especially when there's short amounts of time. And then you could even include this is the last wonderful idea, is including it in pretend play. So how many times a day are you going to the kitchen to get a drink or making a coffee? And so if you're going to go to work soon and you're trying to set them up on how to be prepared to get dropped off while you go to work, you could, in your pretend play, say, I'm going to go to make a coffee and go to work, or I'm going to go to work now, and meanwhile you're just going to the kitchen to get a coffee. So you can play like restaurant, or you can play work, or you can play school with them, and then pretend you're doing these separation things with your drop-off routine. And then you can come back and say that special goodbye, and then come back and do that special reuniting thing. And it's just going to really help set that tone for that child to feel really positive and comfortable and familiar in the way that you guys separate and get together. And don't forget, once you start doing those things regularly, be consistent with it. When you start doing it for real, like in the school or at the childcare or preschool, have that consistent routine with them. And if you're not consistent or you want to change it up, you're having a conversation with the child about it and getting them involved, and then practicing the play again. Try to be as consistent, because predictability and creates routines and expectations that really sets the stage for feeling comfortable and feeling on a really regular, confident place and safe. And so if you can be consistent with something that's fun, physical, loving together, you're going to really make a big difference in that anxiety and reduce all of those worries. You can also, as the year goes on, you could add on some elements to it. Like if you start off with a hug, and then you could start changing it up as you guys talk, like let's do a fist bump now, or let's do a hug and a fist bump, or let's do away from the window as well as, a kiss or something like that. Make it some fun, but remember to do something consistently with them. Don't forget, if you like this video, subscribe, share, comment below. That way, if you like, subscribe, and comment and do those kinds of things or share, then it's more likely you're going to be able to see as soon as we make a new video, you're going to get noticed. The little bell will have like a little icon, and then that way you'll know when to come back for the next idea that we're going to share. Thanks for watching, and last but not least, don't forget we have a blog on kidsmoveandlearn.com, so there's lots of wonderful ideas there as well. Thanks everyone, bye.